Hello guys, welcome back to this tutorial. In this tutorial, we are going to do some examples related to the if else. So let's create an integer variable, and the name for the variable is, we call it as score. Integer score, and let's say the value of the score is 93. So now we are going to check if the score is greater than 90. Score is, we are using the greater than operator, and we are just checking that if the score is greater than 90, then I want to do something. If the score is 90, then I want to do something, and otherwise else we want to do something. So this is the if block, and this is called the else block. So here, if this statement, that if the score is greater than 90, then I wanted to say the display would be system.debug, you have scored the highest marks. And in the else block, we will say system.debug, work hard. So this is going to be the else part. This is the if part, and this is the else part. Now what is the condition here? So we have a variable called score. Let's take a marker. So we have a variable called score. And the value of the variable is 93. And in the condition, we are checking is 93 is greater than 90. Basically, we are checking the score is greater than 90. So this is the true statement. 93 is greater than 90. So in this case, what will happen? The if part of the program will get executed. So what will display on the screen? It will display you have scored the highest marks. So now let's go ahead and hit the execute button and see what will be the output. Go to debug only. So the output is you have scored the highest marks. This is going to be the output. Now let's say, because only one statement will get either the if block will run or it will run the else block. Not both the blocks will run. So only one of the block will get executed. And which block will get executed, it will totally depend on the condition. If it is true, then the if block will be executed, and if the condition comes out to be false, then the else block will get executed. So right now, which block is got executed? The if block. So now if I go ahead and say if the person just scored the number 73, so now what will happen? So in this case, score value is 73, and we will check is 73 is greater than 90. No, this is not true. This is a false statement. So if this condition is comes out to be false, then the else block will get executed. So what will be displayed on the screen? Work hard. This is what will get displayed on the screen. So let's go ahead and hit the execute button. Go to debug only. So you can see here work hard. So the else block got executed. So only one of the block will get executed. Another point is you do not need to write the if else, like you have the if statement as well. Like you have only the if statement as well. Else is not the required one. But if you want to display something or want to do something else based on the if condition evaluates to false, then you will use if else. If you just wanted to see if the score is greater than 90, only in that case display you want to do the if condition. When the condition evaluate to false, you can run the else statement. So in this case, if the score is 73, so what happens if the score is 173? And now we are checking if the score is greater than 90, that equals to true. Yes, 173 is greater than 90. So in this case, if block is executed, we do not have the else block. So this will be displayed on the screen. So let's go ahead and hit the execute button. Execute. Go to debug only. And you can see that you have stored the highest marks. The if block is executed. Now let's say if there was no else block and the score is 73. Now what will happen? 73 and greater than 90. This is false. Right? This is false. Now in this case, we do not have else block. Now what will happen? Nothing will going to displayed on the screen because we do not have a else block. So there is nothing on the else side. So automatically what will happen? There will be a blank screen. So there won't be want anything displayed on the screen. So if I go ahead and execute, go to debug only. So nothing got displayed. It's just blank because there is no else block. So now here, told you, as I told you, if there was more than one statement, then you will need these curly braces. So what do I mean by that? Let's say if I have another statement, system.debug, and I will say congrats. And here I will say system.debug, all the best for next time. Okay, let's say this is what we're going to display. So now we have more than one statement. So in this you have to use these curly braces. Because if you want both the statement to be the part of the if block, then you have to use these curly braces. So now if I go ahead and execute, now what will happen here is the else block will get executed. Go to debug only. The else block will get executed. And both the statement of the else block will execute it. You can see here both the statements are displayed on the screen. because score is equals to 73. So the else block has two statements, work hard, and the next statement is all the best for the next time. So the 9 and 10, these are the two statements which will get executed. Now if you change the score to 93, so now what will happen is the if block will get executed and these two statements will get printed. Let's see. Go to debug only. So now you have scored the highest marks and the next statement is congrats. So now if you have only the one statement, let me comment the other statements. In that case, you do not need these curly braces. Okay, because automatically what will happen is if will the next statement after the if will become the part of if block, and the next statement after the else will become the part of else block. So you do not have to put the curly braces if you only have one statement in the if block. But for the readability purpose, I always recommend you to use the curly braces. Now in this case, if I go ahead and hit the execute, you can see the if block will execute it because automatically this is the next statement after the if, so this is the part of the if block. So now if you change the score to 63, now this condition evaluates to be false because 63 is not greater than 90. So in this case, as else block will get executed. This statement is displayed on the screen. So let's go ahead and hit the execute button and see what will be the output. So this will be displayed on the screen. So the else block will be executed. So let's meet in the next tutorial with more examples. Till then, bye.